Welcome to the Smart Nonsense Podcast, where we talk about smart nonsense. We're back.
Hey, Pop.
Hope you didn't miss us.
New year, new you, 2025.
Mm-hmm.
I'm couple things, okay? One, I'm in a battle with my in-ear monitors for some reason. A little bit out of practice.
Mm-hmm.
Two, I'm Japanese now, okay?
Oh.
I'm on Tokyo time, and it's about 4 a.m. there, and I gotta say, I don't know where this pod's gonna go, but I'm feeling kind of Japanese.
4 a.m. pod's kind of sick.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got to try it. I'm dialed into New York time, so
How was your holiday season? We had a 2-week company hiatus, which I thought was phenomenal. So phenomenal.
Yeah.
In fact, I took an extra week on the end there. Whoops. But I'm hanging it, dude. I'm here.
Dude, the curtains are getting long.
Yeah,
Literally.
they are. I got to get those chopped off. I've just been on the road for so long.
No, that's cool. No, I'm not hating on the curtains, just commenting. I think I'm gonna grow out my curtains for what it's worth. My dad was like, "You should try growing your hair out long," which I think is code for he doesn't like my short hair, and so I changed barbers, which could be a problem. And I went to a long hair barber, long hair salon, I should say.
I was gonna say, actually, yeah, I did. Once I got long hair, I did stop going to a barber because those guys don't know how to cut hair. Actually, they just know how to put a guard on the clippers and trim you like a sheep.
Yeah, dude. And I'm like, hey, dude, I know you're sick of the sheep shearing, but like, do you know how to do anything longer than an inch? And he's like, honestly, my dude, I don't. I really don't. And so I had to leave him. He doesn't know. It's actually, I blame him mostly because he had to go to the Dominican Republic. And so he said he couldn't cut my hair.
I'm going to pass out. Continue.
Point is, he left me hanging and I couldn't find another barber in time. He also wouldn't tell me what my cut was. I don't know if I brought this up on the pod before, but I think he's scared of me leaving him. So he wouldn't tell me how he cuts my hair so that I could tell someone else. And I'm like, you got to tell me, dude. Because I just show up and I'm like, bring it back a couple weeks and he rips. But no.
Is this the barber that does or doesn't have an operating pump chair and makes you slouch in your seat?
Yeah, dude. I don't want to say like, I don't want to sound too privileged now that I have a salon with a pump chair, but it does make a world of difference when for 15 minutes you can be like this instead of like this. Dude.
So for anyone who's new here, which would be nobody, Dylan's previous barber made him, when he needed to cut like the top of his head, he's like, can you slouch down a bit? And you
yeah.
The manual pump chair.
I see the pump, dude. You can just hit it, but I didn't want to bring that up, dude. His job, not mine. So we'll see, dude. I'm gonna grow out the curtains. Maybe I'll be like you. Don't know what it looks like at that
Here's
point.
A business idea for you. Was this my first million? I think I told you before, but
run out of money after this. Sorry, my bad, dude.
Escape my mind there.
Business
No, I know what it is,
curtain
but the context. So, oh yeah, the reason I switched from barber to salon is because
Mecca, dude.
I'm just thinking about the title and thumbnail for this episode. No, Mecca's great. That's my friend. No, the reason I switched is because, like we were saying, barbers only know how to shear sheep, and the reason I went to a salon is because I want. Hang on,
dude.
I wanted to go. And this is going to get into the business idea. So I wanted to go. I wanted to go to somebody that could take a look at how my hair grows and tell me the best way to part my hair, to wear my hair. You know, they can cut layers and obviously these beautiful curtains. The business idea is for men, somebody to tell us how the fuck we're supposed to wear our hair based on our head shape and how it grows. I didn't find that at the salon, by the way, but I am still looking for like a hair
Dude,
consultant.
you gotta come to Angie, dude.
Who
So
is Angie?
Angie, she's a block away. She's right next door. I didn't even know she was right next to my pizza shop when I get the late night munchies. So now I can get a cut. But she came in, and so we've talked. Fucking barber podcast, but on past episodes I talked about I went to a new barber and I'm like, hey dude, I just need a trim for my brother's wedding. Can you just bring it back like 2 weeks? And he's like, no, dude, I'm not gonna bring it back 2 weeks because I don't know what the fuck that means. And I'm like, dude, you're a barber. You cut hair like 2 weeks. Take it off. He couldn't do that for me. So I now go from like that side of the spectrum to my other boy who didn't really speak English, and he would ask me the same question for about 30 minutes straight. He's just like, okay. To my girl Angie. And Angie has her own little salon. She comes in and she looks at my head. And I'm like, hey, Angie, I don't know what I want some curtains. Like, can I get curtains? And like, tell me if I can.
First of all, it's going to be months before you can get curtains.
Well, I do like, dude. I'll get back to this in a second. But Angie, she's like, when you want to come back in? I'm like, I don't know. The last bar was like every 2 or 3 weeks. Oh, dude, I lost him. Oh, dude, I got so much.
Dude, it's the 3 weeks off barber pod. I'm loving it.
Yeah. Right after the 2020 Rica. Sorry.
Yeah.
Basically, she told me to like wait longer, which I'm just not used to hearing. Like barbers normally want to like upsell their services, like do it more often. She's like, nah, dude, like if you can't make it 5 weeks, like that's fine, but like you should at least wait 5 weeks to come back in. I'm like, I like you, Angie. But the real point was,
well, you got to get, I don't know about 5 weeks. Like if you're trying to really grow your hair out, there's about 5 months of really, I mean, you saw me go through it on the pod. You get some really terrible in between days.
Well, I think she's good at the like, she's known for this.
She's known for this.
Yeah, to like, wow, she really made it grow out nice. So I don't mean to like, we'll have a daily podcast going, so we'll see firsthand. But point is, I got in there and I'm used to people just being like, what do you want? And they give me whatever chimichanga comes out, Korean haircuts at times. But this time she's like, hey, your hair swirls fucking like your tornado goes this counterclockwise.
That's
so
what
you
I
gotta
want.
comb your hair counterclockwise. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But like sometimes it's poofy. And it's like, yeah, well, you got to be short here and then more square up here because that's the way your head's shaped. I'm like, fucking dude, do the melon. She's doing the melon right. And I'm like, no one's ever told me this stuff. And she's like, you use product? And I'm like, nah, I don't really believe in product. And she's like, that's fine. But like, there's something there. So she's like, okay, you don't have to shampoo all the time. Conditioner is good though. You should do that more often because then you get bulky, buttery, silky, smooth hair. And I'm like, I like that. And she's like, she's just teaching me things, dude. I felt like she was...
Did she cut this hair?
Yeah, yesterday she cut this
but
hair.
I thought you were gonna grow it out.
But here's the thing, you gotta cut it so that it can grow out.
That is true. You do have to get the foundation right.
And she's setting good like your brother sort of business foundations for my hair. And so I'm really optimistic about that.
How much is an Angie cut?
We don't talk about that. She speaks English, so calculate that.
200. No, dude, it's great to be back. Where'd you go for the holidays? Costa Rica?
Nice, dude. Good questions. I went to Miami first with my family because we don't go in the cold anymore. We go to the warmth. And I'm Cuban, so we got a lot of family down there. Supposedly, I don't even know them, but dude, supposedly though, I had some really hot cousins. I was too young. I think at the time there are always like photos of because they're like 13 or 14 when I was like 4.
Just as you grow older doesn't make them not cousins. It's like it's sounding like you think they're of age now, but they're still
they're
cousins.
In their 30s. But yeah, you don't grow out of cousins, I guess. I didn't see them there. That's just like my family just confirmed because I thought about it. But no, did Miami, got some stories there, but we don't have to get into them necessarily. And then I went to Costa Rica. with a bunch of hooligans.
We'll probably have an entire Miami pod if you'd like at some point, because I'm gonna have to do an entire China, Malaysia, Japan pod. Japan
yeah.
wasn't really in there. That was just a 20-hour layover. But what was my point? Oh, I think I could live in Beijing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a crazy city, dude. It's kind of sick. Anything and everything. It's definitely Lindy. Been around thousands of years.
Yeah. Oh, I like how they always have like the layers of their cake. The closer you get is towards the epicenter.
Oh
like
yeah,
get,
rings.
Like the first ring, the second ring.
Yeah, I didn't learn that till this one.
It's
They're building a new ring.
Oh
yeah. Yeah, they're building a new ring.
Oh, nice.
But it was good. It was good. And Malaysia was hot. China's cold. Malaysia's hot. Good.
What was in Malaysia?
Thiener's family didn't come to China because her brother didn't get a visa in time. We didn't find that out until a couple weeks before going to China. So then we went to hang out with her parents and brother in Malaysia. Grandparents in China, parents and brother in Malaysia.
Oh, just fuck the grandparents.
Yeah.
I should have hit him with my hookup, dude. I can get anything overnight.
Yeah.
That's a reference to my passport.
No, yeah. Yeah. I remember that.
I just got the connect, and I've been watching a lot of CIA videos too. So for
visas a hard one because you got to go in person. Oh yeah. We'll talk about my app at some point, but you got to go in person to the Chinese consulate, and there's not many of those.
Did you say my app? Because I thought you were incubating this hair business. Are you?
Oh, that's just another one.
Oh fuck, dude!
Yeah.
You're gonna make so many millions.
Yeah.
Am I supposed? Well,
I could look up a few threads for you. See what you want to bite on.
I got.
Japan has incredible toilets everywhere.
Public toilets?
Public toilets, dude.
What? My bad, dude. I just. Reset, dude. Oh, dude. Here's my FOD.
Yeah.
We're in Costa Rica, and when in Rome, dude, I love your public toilets too. I'll get to that in a second. But when in Rome, you got to learn about Rome. So when we were there, we put on a podcast listening to the history of Costa Rica. Really not much there. I'll summarize that for you. But the whole time, it was two British dudes just giggling over like nothing funny. And man, on the other side, like they were having a good time, but it just didn't translate. It was just making like bad jokes that weren't funny, and then they're giggling, and you're like,
oh, British jokes?
It was like, well, the president of Costa Rica, Juan, and he's like, Don Juan.
What?
Dude, I don't know.
These are people you were with?
No, dude, it was a podcast we were listening to about the history of Costa Rica. And the podcasters were just giggly goo the whole time over stuff that wasn't funny. And I'm like, dude, when it doesn't hit, you're like, can you just tell me the facts? Like, I know you're having a good time, but I'm not.
Did you like their chemistry though? This sounds
No, I don't want to sound like a curmudgeon here, but I was angry that they were having a good time because their jokes were really bad, so they shouldn't have been having a good time. I just needed the facts laid out. I needed to know the presidents and the order and what happened, and they weren't giving it to me.
Did you learn about Costa Rica's environmental revival? They're kind of famous for that.
Dude, it was just Don Juan, dude.
Oh, my bad. I remember when I was there, they went from like decimating their trees and rainforests and animals and wildlife down to like 3%, from 100% to 3% in like the 70s or 80s or something. And now it's back up to like 95%. and their ecotourism is booming.
Dude, low key would have been fine with 3%. Just like, no, you don't need the jungle, dude. It's like, one, we'll have the Costa Rica pod, but like really overrated as a place.
No,
I think all of Latin America is.
Oh, Costa Rica is one of my favorite places ever. Did you go on a jungle tour and see all the animals?
Well,
Cloud
I got
Forest.
really in the cloud forest. I was supposed to go on that, but I got really bad food poisoning
Oh,
and just
you
lit
might
up
have
the
missed.
forest.
Costa Rica is just all wildlife and forest. I saw
Mm.
spiders and snakes, and I saw a coati eat a tarantula. I saw hummingbirds. It's beautiful.
You don't need that. Um, you, I'll give you a fun fact, so you're not completely unsatisfied with my take. You know why they called Costa Rica Costa Rica?
Costa
Well,
Rica.
you know what that means first.
Costa Rica. No.
Wow, really? Costa? Can you guess what that means?
With
No, it's exactly what it
Contigo.
sounds like.
Coast.
Nice.
Gold Coast. Nope.
Rich
Rich Coast. Rich Coast.
Similar. Because they wanted to find gold. But is there any gold in Costa Rica? No, there isn't. None. So they were really just like, they were kind of hyping it up. Like they tried to name it something sick so people would go there and find gold. Was not a self-fulfilling prophecy though. There was no gold. It was not a rich coast. So does I get curmudgeon-y again? Fuck. No, dude, I love it.
Don't go
I love
down to
Costa
go
Rica.
up.
I'm sorry, dude. Should I talk about my hot cousins again? No, dude. Fuck. Maybe this shouldn't have been a pod, dude.
It's okay. No, you have to get warmed up. I told you I was going to be stuck at 3 or 4 in the morning somewhere. But that's not going to prevent me from bringing my A game to this podcast every day here forward. Not going to stop me. And with that, Gardeloo!
What a disaster.
No, it wasn't a disaster, Pop.